Hey, are you considering a career in software testing? These are the three things that you need to know before you embark on your journey. So first of all, you need to be certified. So you need to get the ISTQB certified tester qualification, and that is so important because it sets you apart. It gives you an entry into the market. Most jobs out there in the software testing industry, especially, they request for people with the ISTQB qualification, and it sets you apart because it teaches you the fundamentals of software testing. It teaches you the different methodologies and how testing activities is carried out within each methodology that is adapted by a specific project. You get to understand things like the test process. You get to understand how what is done at each stage by a tester. You get to understand static testing and other types of test techniques that you don't normally have known without the qualification, or you could learn, obviously, but the qualification does help you to set you apart. It tells an employer that this person actually has that fundamental background and just obviously sells your CV. So that's the first thing I'll consider for anyone considering a software testing career. So there are resources out there that could help you, but that's definitely the first point that I would consider. Then the business domain knowledge. So you need to first of all establish what domain you're interested in. So what I mean by that is the type of industry that you'd like to work in. As you know, technology is everywhere, but it's also dynamic in the way it's used. So, for example, the way that technology is used in the hospitality industry will be different from how the technology is used in the banking industry. So you need to understand, okay, if I was to work in the banking industry, what type of operations or what type of business um, does the technology cater for? So, for example, banking obviously deals with payments. So, what type of payment systems do they use? What type of technology or architecture do they use? What type of programming language uh, is commonly used to build these softwares. So I'm not saying you need to have a programming background, but it helps to know the type of system and type of architecture used for specific industries. So you could go and do your own research. You could join groups online where they could share more insight into what's happening in that industry. So, for example, if there's like a new um, project coming up, you're fully aware of what that project is about. So this also helps you to sell yourself when you start getting opportunities to go for interviews or networking with other people. You could also do your own research and find out about other testers in that industry. You could go on LinkedIn, find out about what those testers are using, the type of systems that they are using in that industry, and then you could do your research to learn about it as well. So that also helps. So in terms of when you get the opportunity, you're able to share a bit more about, and it sells you apart. It sells you apart in terms of how you come across and how willing and interested you are in that industry. So it doesn't matter your background. And one good thing about testing is it doesn't matter the background you've had. You could bring your transferable skills from previous experiences into your testing job or career. So whatever skills you've had in the past, it's not a waste. You could always use that to improve, or it could help in terms of the business knowledge. That could also help you to become a better tester while you're working in that industry. Then thirdly, develop your soft skills. So what do I mean by soft skills? Most of our jobs that we do or tasks that we do as software testers, usually we're not bearers of good news. We usually deliver bad news, and it's just the nature of the job. So some of the things you need to learn is you need to be a bit diplomatic. So sometimes you cannot come across a bit rude or harsh on a developer. If you found a defect or an issue, you cannot just be rude with your approach, with your response or identification of those or the way you raise those issues. You have to be a bit diplomatic because obviously this is someone's work you're criticizing. As much as you're trying to support the business, you have to be diplomatic. What else do you need to learn? You need to learn time management. So, like every project, there's a timeline. You need to learn how to manage your time. Communication is key. You need to be able to communicate at each stages um, within the testing activities. Communication has to be clear as well. Analytical skills. You have access to requirements. You need to be able to analyze the requirements. You need to be able to analyze what's happening while you're carrying out your test. Analyze the system. So if functions supposed to do A, B, and C, you need to be analytical in terms of how you approach it. You need to know this is the entry point, this is the exit point. These are the steps that I need to carry out in between both points, and this is the outcome I expect. So you need to also have good project management skills because you're going to be managing your work. You're going to be reporting back to the stakeholders, the business analyst, the project manager, your test manager. So you need to have good management skills also. And then lastly, people skills. That is key because you'll be collaborating with other people, other departments. So you have the business, you have the developers, you have the support, you have the end users, you have third parties. So there's so many departments that you collaborate with while you're carrying out a project. So these are the top 3 skills that I think is vital for anyone looking to get into the software testing industry. So thanks for now. See you guys again later.